Have you ever walked away from a woman and felt like she didn't even notice? You thought there was a vibe. You texted her first, checked in, gave your time. You were available, kind, consistent, and somehow she still drifted. Here's the truth that hurts. Women don't miss what's easy to get. They miss what's felt, earned, and lost just enough to want back. The guys who haunt her thoughts, they don't always say the perfect thing. They don't chase, but they leave something behind. An emotional gap, a what if that keeps her checking her phone. That's the power of strategic absence, and that's what you're about to learn. This video isn't about ghosting, manipulating, or pretending not to care. It's about understanding the exact triggers that make a woman feel your presence when you're not there. We'll break down how to use space the right way, create emotional spikes, build mystery, and give her just enough of you that she starts craving the rest. You'll learn how to stop over-communicating, stop over-giving, and start creating distance that pulls her in. Because when you do this right, you don't just get her attention, you get stuck in her mind. If you're done being forgotten and ready to be the one she can't stop thinking about, stay with me. Let's make her miss you like crazy. Most men are terrified of giving a woman space. They think if they're not texting her every day, liking her posts, or checking in constantly, she'll forget about them. But here's the twist. Space is exactly what creates obsession. Absence, when used right, doesn't make her forget you. It makes her feel you more. Here's why. Emotional attachment grows in contrast. When you're always present, always accessible, you become part of the background noise. There's no urgency, no tension. But when you step back, intentionally and without explanation, you create a gap. That gap makes her wonder, and that wondering makes her miss. When you give her just enough attention to feel connected and then disappear for a bit, not rudely, not completely, just quietly, you become a question mark in her mind. Why hasn't he messaged? Is he losing interest? What is he doing? That curiosity sparks emotional engagement, but here's the key. You can't pull away from a place of fear or punishment. You're not ignoring her to play games. You're simply showing that your life continues, with or without her. That you're not reliant on her replies or her schedule to feel secure. That's power. Absence isn't about distance, it's about value. When you're not always there, your presence becomes something she looks forward to, not something she expects. The hardest part? Sitting in the silence. But that silence is where she starts to feel your absence. And when done right, it creates the space for her to come closer. Before we continue with the video and dive deeper into the issues with absence and emotional craving, I'd love to ask for your support. I'm working towards reaching 1,000 subscribers, and your subscription would mean a lot. If you enjoy this content, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps. Alright, let's get back to it. If you want her to think about you when you're not there, you have to give her something to remember. And I'm not talking about expensive dates or grand romantic gestures. I'm talking about emotional anchors, the subtle, unforgettable moments that tie you to her feelings. Emotional anchors happen when you're fully present, when you look her in the eye and say something that hits her soul, when you react to her stories in a way no one else does, when you make her laugh in a weird moment she didn't expect to laugh in. These moments stick because they carry emotion. And the brain doesn't crave logic, it craves feeling. When you're the source of laughter, of comfort, of surprise, you become a mental bookmark. She'll hear a song and think of your car ride. She'll walk by a spot and remember something dumb you joked about. These are the kinds of connections that last. Want to take it deeper? Match your presence with a specific phrase or question. Something simple but unusual. You always do this thing with your face when you're really thinking, you know that? It sounds small, but she'll remember it. She'll think of it when she catches herself doing it, and your voice will play in her head. And if you're with her during a vulnerable moment, a breakdown, a celebration, even a quiet pause, lock it in. Stay grounded. Those are the memories that imprint. You don't need to be in her life 24/7. You just need to create enough emotional moments that she feels your absence through everything else. That's how obsession starts. Not through effort, but through impact. Most guys either over-communicate or go completely silent. Neither creates the kind of emotional response that makes a woman miss you. What does? Intentional communication. Every message you send, every call you make, every response you give, it all tells her something about who you are and what she means to you. If you're always quick to reply, available at all times, or constantly checking in, it starts to feel routine, predictable, low value. But when you message with purpose, when your texts are meaningful, unpredictable, and leave her feeling something, that sticks. The goal isn't just to stay on her radar, it's to leave her thinking about the conversation long after it ends. Don't just say, "How was your day?" Ask her what made her laugh today, or what frustrated her. Ask about things that trigger emotion, not just information. Also, avoid always being the first to start the conversation. Let her reach out. If she texts, don't always respond right away. Let her wonder a little. The slight delay builds tension, and in that tension, curiosity grows. When you do message, don't just chat. Build something, a vibe, a moment. Make her associate your conversations with feeling energized, seen, or even slightly teased. Create rhythms. Use inside jokes. Flirt without forcing it. You're not a texting robot. You're a man with a full life who chooses when and how to communicate, and that selective energy makes her lean in harder. You don't need to text her all day for her to think about you. You just need her to feel something every time you do. Here's a secret most guys overlook. The easiest way to make a woman miss you is to give her something to miss, and that starts with your life. When your schedule is packed with things that light you up, goals you're chasing, friends you connect with, passions that keep you moving, she feels it. That momentum, that energy, that fire, it's magnetic, and it silently says, "I'm building something, with or without you." Women are drawn to men who are grounded in purpose, not because you're rich or successful, though those don't hurt, but because you're self-sufficient. You're not waiting on her text to decide your mood. You're not glued to your phone, hoping she gives you validation. You've got things to do, and that independence makes her want in. When she sees you investing in yourself, going to the gym, traveling, starting a new project, learning something new, it sends a strong signal. You're not just existing, you're growing, and people crave connection to growth. This doesn't mean you act cold or pretend to be busy. It means your life naturally includes structure and passion. When she texts and you're unavailable, it's real. When you finally do catch up, you bring stories, progress, new energy into the conversation. And that contrast, the feeling that time with you adds value but is never guaranteed, makes her crave it more. A man who's fulfilled on his own doesn't have to chase, he attracts. And when you live like that, you become someone she doesn't just think about occasionally. You become someone she can't stop wondering about. If you want to live in her mind rent-free, don't just show her who you are. Show her you can't be fully figured out. Mystery is one of the most powerful forces in attraction. It keeps people curious. It makes them lean in. And when it comes to making her miss you, not knowing everything about you creates that exact emotional tension that keeps her thinking. Most guys overshare way too fast. They lay everything out early, trying to build trust or prove compatibility. But when she can predict every reaction, every thought, every move, you lose that sense of excitement. Mystery doesn't mean being cold or fake. It means leaving space for discovery. It's saying enough, but not everything. It's sharing a story, but leaving one part out. It's letting her ask questions instead of offering answers first. Surprise plays into this beautifully. When you break your usual pattern, send a voice note instead of a text, take her to a place she's never been, bring up a side of yourself she hasn't seen, it jolts her emotions. It reminds her that she hasn't seen your full depth yet. Predictability creates comfort, but unpredictability, that creates obsession. She misses the person she hasn't fully unraveled yet, the one who keeps showing up in new ways, the man who makes her wonder what version she'll get next. When she feels like there's always more to learn, more to uncover, she won't just miss you, she'll crave what's next. Let's be real for a second. Most guys think that if they stay consistent, say the right things, and give her attention, she'll naturally start missing them when they're gone. But here's the truth. That's not how it works. Missing someone isn't about how much time you spend together. It's about what she feels when you're not around. And most guys are so focused on being there, they never learn how to be missed. What you've just learned in this video flips the script. You now know that being missed isn't about trying harder. It's about creating space, emotion, and tension that makes her feel the absence of something real, something rare. When you give her everything, your time, energy, constant communication, before she's emotionally invested, you become predictable, easy, safe. And safe doesn't trigger craving. Craving needs contrast. It needs uncertainty. It needs a little distance. That's what creates desire. That's what creates those late-night thoughts, the urge to check her phone, the replaying of your voice in her mind. You've now got the tools to make that happen. Pull back, not to manipulate, but to let her breathe. Let her sit in the silence. Let her notice what it feels like without your presence constantly there. Anchor emotions, so she connects you with the highs, the laughs, the real moments that left a mark. Communicate with purpose. Don't just fill space with small talk. Make every word matter. Live a magnetic life, because a man who's building something, living fully and moving with purpose becomes irresistible. Stay unpredictable, so she never feels like she's fully figured you out. That edge keeps her curious, and curiosity breeds obsession. All of this adds up to one thing: emotional presence without physical presence. That's how you win this game. But now, it's time to get personal. I want to hear from you. What's the one moment where you knew you were giving too much and not getting it back? Maybe it was when she stopped texting first. Maybe it was when she started pulling away and you pushed harder, and it backfired. Drop your experience in the comments. Your story is valuable, and you never know who it might help. And hey, if this hit you hard, helped you level up, or just gave you clarity where there was confusion, do me a quick favor, hit that like button. It lets me know this content matters and helps more guys find it. And subscribe to the channel. I'm building towards 1,000 subscribers, and your support makes that possible. Every time you click, comment, or share, you're helping grow a space for men who want to lead, not chase. Thanks for sticking through this. You're not here to be another nice guy who's easy to forget. You're here to be the man she thinks about when everything goes quiet. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and trust me, she's going to feel the difference. I'll see you in the next one.